Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Today is December 19th, 2024. This is Rajiv S. Khanna from immigration.com, the law offices of Rajiv S. Khanna, PC. This is our Thursday community conference call, which we hold every Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll begin the conference. I was going to answer a last question from the audience before we get started on our posted questions. So go ahead, sir. Kentucky, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Good. Good. So my question is, I'm on H1 and I'm planning to start one EB5 project with partial investment with few business partners. So first question, am I on right direction? Can I start with partial investment with some business partners?
Well,
I have my 800K.
When you say partial investment, I mean, this is a very complicated and long question. I will not be able to answer it completely, but I can tell you this, that you are allowed to put in some money and a promissory note which is secured by your personal assets. Okay. So typically, you should still figure on putting in the entire amount in a few months. You can't wait forever. But you can begin with partial payment plus a secured promissory note. Okay.
Yeah. Because when we go with the direct investment, it's not that everything will be needed in one shot. It's just that.
Yeah, but that's not law. Law doesn't always work with common sense. It just works differently. So don't try to impose logic on law. It doesn't work like that. All right.
Sure.
Good luck.
But we can start with some business partner also, right, sir?
As long as both of you are not applying for investment. Because if you do, then you have to.
Those are USCIS.
Yeah, then you should be fine. You can, sure. All right.
Okay.
Good
Thank
luck.
you so much for taking.
Good luck, sir. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. So I have some posted questions. Today our attendance is a little low, which I'm actually happy about, because that way I can make sure people who are already here, I can answer their questions fully. If the attendance becomes heavy as we go along, I will lock the conference so that I can then attend to everybody's questions, people who are already here. First, I will take the posted questions. I could not find anything today that I thought was a frequently asked question and to be marked as such. So I'm just going to go over the list of questions that have been posted one after another. Each time I answer a question, I will invite follow-up discussion on what I've just talked about. No new questions. New questions will be taken at the end of this call. Okay, so that should be about half an hour, 40 minutes. Starting with the first one that was posted. This one says, if I-140 is approved, applied for B2 during the H-1B 60-day grace period, is there a problem because I don't have non-immigrant intent? And the answer is, yeah, technically that is true. But the government is also understanding of this situation. So normally, I have not had any difficulty with an I-140 approved and a B2 filed. They have been approving our B2s without any problem. Next question, during the I-485, does USCIS ask for progress done on approved NIW endeavor? But that depends. So if you are from India, your endeavor can't be started until about 15 years from when you start. Okay. So it depends upon the kind of endeavor. Sure, they can ask you questions about it. Is it possible to file I-485 adjustment of status if B2 is pending? Well, this is a complicated question. You have to understand something called Section 245K, K as in kite. Section 245K of Immigration and Nationality Act, which says that if you are in between statuses for up to 180 days, you can file adjustment of status. So this rule is a little bit more complicated. You'll need to talk to your lawyers, but just know that there is such an exemption. So that means even if the B2 is pending, it's been pending for 180 days, you could still apply for adjustment of status. Okay. Any follow-up questions on this? Press *5 on your phone. Any follow-up question? All right. Next question. I got picked in H-1B October 23rd, role terminated Feb 24, applied for change of status to B2 within 60 days. B2 approved till October, then changed of status to F1 approved. So what happened was you went from H-1B to B2 to F1. Okay. I'm currently interviewing. Will there be any issue to switch back to H-1B? Well, why should be? You got picked up in H-1B October 23rd, and you actually worked. You worked till February. Yeah, you should be able to go back. No issue. I'm also concerned if there'll be issues if I don't get an offer by Jan 20th. I have no idea what Jan 20th has to do with anything. Are you here? Press *5 if you're here. Because that question doesn't make sense. It's out of context. Okay. Last question. Also, if I get multiple offers, can different companies file for change of status H-1B? I think so. Yes, absolutely. We do it all the time. You can. Press *5 if you have a follow-up question on this, folks. All right. I'm going to lock the conference. We have enough people here. So once I lock it, then I know that I can answer all the questions.
The conference is now locked.
Of people who are already here, so they can be assured their questions will be answered. Let's go on to the next question, number 4. This is the notice of intent to revoke for H-1B petition. I'm seeking your guidance regarding an NOIR because H-1B was approved at a level 1 wage, whereas the position I currently hold appeared to correspond to a level 4. USCIS conducted an on-site investigation. They talked to the supervisor and they talked to this gentleman or lady. They requested details about the job duties. The attorney is suggesting filing an amendment and revising my salary. Okay. So first of all, this is a complicated situation because if the case when initially filed was incorrectly filed, the wage level was incorrect, then you will lose your lottery. Not only can you not transfer, you will lose your lottery. Why? Because the case was improperly approved. If on the other hand, you started with a entry-level position which was appropriate for level 1, but somewhere along the line over the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, your position changed but your salary did not, then the revocation would hit that point of time, which means your lottery is safe. So if your lottery filing, the H-1B filing itself was faulty from the very beginning, you have a problem. If on the other hand, the problem developed later, you should be okay. Yeah, amendments are not going to help if the case was improperly filed in the first place. Rest of the questions are really covered by what I just told you. My I-485 is currently pending with a level 4 wage. Could this NOIR impact my adjustment of status application? Well, it can impact it if the H-1B was improperly approved, then you are out of status. Then is the adjustment of status properly filed? That's a big legal issue. May not be. Recommended next steps, talk to your lawyers, please. It's a lengthy discussion. I won't be able to cover it in the few minutes that I have here. Yeah, I think the key in your case, what needs to be focused on is, was the case initially filed with the incorrect salary? Okay. So if the case when initially filed was a level 1 case, no problem. You'll be fine from every angle, ultimately. But if the case was filed incorrectly initially, you've got a big problem. And that's where your lawyers come in. They can tell you what happens. Okay. Any follow-up question on this? Press *5, please. If you have a follow-up on what I just talked about, no new questions. All right. Question number, I think it looks like 5. Delayed travel on H-1B. So here is, I got my H-1B stamp 23 from one of the leading multinational companies in India, but I'm traveling in December 24, 1 year later. All this while I continue to work for the same employer. So this can be a problem because the government can say, well, the job in USA doesn't appear to be a genuine job. If on the other hand, there's a good explanation where it seems to be. I had a case like this. My guy traveled over a year later after the H-1B was approved. So what we did was we prepared a full detailed letter assuring the government that the job was still open. The company was doing very well. And the only reason he got stuck in India was because he was finishing a project and he was working, like you, for a branch of the American company. Funny thing is, when he entered, they didn't even ask him for the letter. They didn't even check he's coming after 1 year or 1.5 years. They just let him in. Carry a letter that explains the reasons, okay? Yeah, just carry a letter and always tell the truth. Don't try to make up things. *5, if you have a follow-up question on this, press *5. Question number 6, converting H4 to F1. I'm an H4 holder. Wife is on H-1B. Perm is under process. I intend to convert from H4 to F1 in the US. A success rate of these applications is pretty good, sir. Average time, Nishanti, you can file premium processing if you're not willing to wait for the several months, multiple months. But people who are on H4 and file for a change of status to F1 can start going to school while the application is pending. So it's up to you. If you wanted to go premium, you could do that. Press *5 if you have a follow-up question on this. Press *5. Okay. Question number 7. Impact of frequent job changes on US naturalization. That's not a problem. I don't see an issue with that. I am a green card holder under employment category eligible to apply for US naturalization next year. I changed my I-485J sponsored employer after 8 months. So that's fine. You got your green card 8 months later, you changed because you got a better opportunity. No problem at all. In the last 5 years, I've worked with 3 employers. That's perfectly okay. There's no negative impact on your N400. Absolutely, there's no such thing as being immoral just because you change jobs. That's absolutely a non-issue. Don't worry about it. Okay. *5, if you have a follow-up question on this, press *5. Somebody just raised their hand. Area code 917 from India. Okay. Yeah, India, go ahead. How can I help you? India. Area code 705, etc., etc. Okay. Can't hear you. Going on to the next question. Question number 8. H-1B to B-1, B-2 change of status denial. Implications for future visa or green card. So if H-1B to B-1, B-2 change of status is denied after many months, will it cause a problem in visa or green card later because of unlawful presence? So remember one thing, unlawful presence does not begin until the denial, day after the denial. If you filed your change of status within the allowed time, so if you filed it within the 60-day grace period and the application stayed pending for 5 months and then it got denied, did you accrue unlawful presence? No. Those 5 months were allowed. You could stay in USA, no problem at all. What job search evidence should be attached? I think a detailed statement, names of the companies, date you applied, date you interviewed, LinkedIn linked screenshot, all of this. I think all of this helps. Remember, details help in convincing people that you actually did what you say you did. Okay. *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5. All right. F2 to H-1B change of status, work authorization, H-1B transfer and premium processing. Okay. I was laid off in April 24. Change of status to F2. Wife is on F1 STEM OPT. F2 change of status was approved in October 24. If a potential employer decides to extend an offer as soon as the new employer files my H-1B along with change of status from F2 to H-1B, can I start working immediately? No. You have to wait for approval. Will I have to wait until yes. Does my new employer have to file my H-1B transfer in premium processing? Of course, if they want you to start working quickly, because you can't start working until your H-1B is approved. The only people in this situation, layoff type of situations, who can start working before approval are those whose H-1B transfer is filed within the 60-day grace period. All others have to wait until the approval to start working. The 60-day filers can start working as soon as the petition is received by the USCIS. Star 5, if you have a follow-up question, press star 5. All right. Question number 10. Legal name change in the US and India, ensuring consistency. If we change legal name in the US while on green card, do we need to follow similar name change process for India? So, I don't practice Indian laws. I can only advise you about US laws, and that too immigration laws. So, any state laws or any foreign laws, I can't comment on, even though I used to be a lawyer in India. I gave up my license to practice. Okay. What you can do is, you can contact the consulate and ask them if they accept. See, name change can be done in a couple of ways. For example, when somebody applies for a naturalization to USA, they can do a name change. If you do a name change through the US court system, state level court system, I think Indian government should recognize that. And I think you should be okay. But double check with the Indian consulate what the process would be for something like that. Typically, that will be something, there'll be something called triple seal. So they'll accept the judgment of a US state court as long as it is under triple seal. So you can double check what the process is, but I think it should be possible. Green card uses no name given as first name instead of FNU. Wish they had used FNU. I'm concerned with green card not using FNU. I may face challenges. Yeah, I think you should do a legal name change through the court system. Okay. It's quite easy and you can do it yourself in almost every state. Just call the clerk of the court, local court system, and just say, where do I go for name change? You can actually look online. Most of them have online applications. And before you start doing that, you can coordinate with the Indian consulate, make sure they will accept this process. And I think they should. Okay. Star 5. If you have a follow-up question, press star 5. Security clearance in job listings. Can H-1B F1 OPT holders apply for positions requiring clearance? That depends upon the agency. See, here is a weird thing. You cannot, unless you are a citizen of a NATO country, you may not be able to get a federal job unless you are a green card holder or a US citizen. Okay? So your bigger problem is, can I work directly for a government agency, federal government agency? You probably cannot. There may be some exemptions. Now, if you can work for a particular job, then whether or not you can get the clearance depends upon the agency that you work for. You need to talk to them, see if there's a waiver possible for your situation. But most of these jobs do require green card or US citizenship. Beyond that, it really is not my field of expertise. Okay. Star 5. If you have a follow-up question, press star 5. All right. Oh, this is interesting. You are our client, ma'am. Why are you posting here? Just email me. My husband is a US citizen. I'm an Indian citizen working in the UK. We have filed I-130 petition through yourselves. You should have just talked to your case manager. I would be happy to talk to you. With the new government taking charge in January, what is the expected impact with respect to timelines? That remains to be seen, ma'am. I really don't know. I personally think it should not impact spouses of US citizens. I don't think that's going to be impacted much. Okay. Star 5. If you have a follow-up question on this, press star 5. Oh, I'm done with the questions. Okay. Star 5. All right. Anyone has any question, please press star 5 on your telephone. Anyone has any question, please press star 5. So far I have 5 questions. Okay, 5 questions I can do in my sleep. No problem at all. Let's start with area code 240, which is somewhere in Maryland. Area code 240, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, of course, I came to this country in 95 and you helped me get my green card in 1999. Thank you very much.
I recognized your name. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. So now my next, I'm a U.S. citizen right now, and of course my mother is currently visiting USA, and she's here for more than 90 days.
Acha.
So I'm going to apply for her green card now. So my question is like, unfortunately, she recently suffered an accidental fall and required a partial hip surgery. So she's back home from the hospital and going to the physical therapy.
Okay.
So my question is about the immigration medical, like, will it impact her immigration medical?
No problem at all. See, immigration medicals are looking for contagious diseases, or they are looking for diseases that can be a problem for, like madness, like schizophrenia, which can be a problem for US residents. They don't care about falls and all. Okay, so don't worry about that.
Okay, thank you very much, and of course I will respond with my name to you.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to disclose my name.
No,
Yeah,
I know who you are.
much.
I saw your name in the list. I was like, oh, this is one of our old guys. I recognize you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome,
thank you.
sir. You're
Great
welcome.
service.
Good luck, sir. Good luck. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, next one is Kentucky. Let's try Kentucky again. Last time we couldn't talk. Try again, Kentucky 859.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. No, we talked, but since the call started, I just kept my question shorter.
Yes, sir.
We discussed a little bit, but since I'm having time, I'm just asking some follow-up questions.
All right.
If you don't mind.
No problem.
Thank you. So as you said that I have to invest irrespective of whether the project needs funds or not. So the question I have, like, what I should do to qualify this as invested in terms of USCIS perspective. So maybe I need to put some fund in business account, like any guidance for that.
So the money should be given to the corporation that you are forming. It should be in their control.
Okay, so I'm doing the direct business, but
yeah, but you'll be forming a corporation, right?
Yes.
So it should be your account and corporate account are two different things. It should go to the corporate account.
Okay. Right. And I have money, but it's just that last 50,000-60,000 I need to find some resources. So I have backup plan, like I can take loan against 401k, or I can borrow some loan from my business partner. Do you think there will be any issue if I go with those routes?
I don't see any issue.
Okay.
But because make sure you get a lawyer. Make sure you get a lawyer.
Okay.
And get this blessed by them, because there can be some legal issues. See, problem is if you make mistakes, they won't be caught until 2 years. So 2 years later, you get a denial. Be careful with this. It's certainly possible to do all that. You can get unsecured loan from third parties, no problem.
I mean, I have if I go with 401k, this will be considered as secured.
No, that's your personal secured loan, yeah. I think so.
Okay, but if I'm going with taking loan from business partner, that will be unsecured.
And that's okay. That's okay too. Nothing stops you from getting that. Yeah.
Okay. And then the last question I have is, part of that we have to create jobs, and 10 jobs I can create with my business. Just that sometimes some people leave jobs and there will be some issue with the job continuity. Will there be any issue if such situation comes?
Well, see, what we do is, this is kind of, again, one of those weird fuzzy areas. As long as we have created the jobs, even if there are 1 or 2 vacancies, we should be okay. As long as we can show that we are trying to fill those vacancies. See, the rule is to create the job, not to have the jobs all filled.
Cool.
Okay, so we have clients who are in a similar situation. We are dealing with it. Okay.
And is there any, because being an Indian and with this AB5 also going very slow, losses that I need to stay in business for 2 years, at least stay invested for 2 years?
Actually, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Expect to be stuck there for 5 years.
Okay, so I need to be in business and have job created for that many years.
Yeah. Well, the problem, because there are so many fuzzy gray areas. We have a client who's got a problem because he was stuck in the business for 6-7 years. Then he sold part of the business. Now we've got an RFE which we are dealing with now that says, well, prove this, prove that. Most of those partners are gone. We don't know where to find them. So this can happen. Just be careful. Don't think it's just 2 years. All right.
Okay. So I need to stay in business for longer duration.
Yeah. Be prepared for longer duration.
Oh my God. Okay, but by that time my child can get edge out.
Oh yeah, no, because you'll be able to file 485. Basically, if the dates are current, and your first step is, what is it called? 526. That is approved.
526.
Yeah. So you can file your adjustment of status with that. That's not a problem. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You file.
Thank you so much, sir.
If the dates are current, you file 526 and 485 together. If the dates become current while 526 is pending, you can file 485. And if you file 485 before he turns 21, you are fine. If I remember correctly, the amount of duration that 526 is pending will be deducted from his age. I don't remember exactly how CSPA rule works, but that's, I think, exactly how it works, like I-140. If the I-140 is pending, that time is deducted. So he should be safe if you get the process started early.
Okay.
All right.
And
Sir, I have to go. I have a lot of people. No, I won't be able to take any more questions. Gotta go. Okay.
No,
Good
thank
luck.
you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Area code 312. Area code 312. Illinois?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Actually, I'm calling on behalf of my friend.
Uh-huh.
So she was asked to withdraw her admission at the port of entry when she was trying to re-enter.
Okay.
She was a F1 student.
Okay.
She also made you her case. And so she was stopped due to a water damaged passport, and after secondary inspection, they did not find anything on her phone, but they did find some conversation on her friend's phone that she was asking about how much pay do you get in subway when she was in India. She asked that.
So
And,
she worked illegally and she got caught doing that.
No. She never worked off campus. She just asked that how much did we get paid in subway if we work off campus. And she did that when she was not in USA. So she completed 1 year of her studies, and when she was re-entering, she was stopped and asked to...
Okay, no, I got it, sir. So what is the question?
You got it? And so when she tried to reapply for the visa officer told her that you will not get a visa, F1 visa, ever again. So how can she re-enter the US and resume her studies?
So there is a CBP appeal process. I don't exactly remember what it is called. Let me see if I can... Give me 1 second.
I had a consultation with few lawyers, and they told me that there's no case on her, so she can't appeal and she can't file for a petition.
Then there is always the TRIP process, Travel Redress Inquiry Program. TRIP process, basically you submit all your documents and tell the CBP to give you a TRIP number, and you can try using that to enter the US, present the same to the consulate. So if there is no appeal, I don't remember off the top, but we've done TRIP cases before. TRIP works fine. So two things she needs to do. One, she should file for a Freedom of Information Act request. See if the government has anything negative against her. Okay. Wait for the answer. Might take a few months. Let the answer arrive. If they say, we are holding on, we can't disclose this information, it's confidential, file a TRIP case. If they say, we don't have any information on you, file a TRIP case. What is a TRIP case? You go online, and TRIP is CBP's program, Travel Redress Inquiry Program. Basically, it says, look, you're not letting me enter, you're giving me difficulty, and there's no reason for you to do so. So they'll send a letter, CBP will send a letter that says, okay, you are cleared, or they will say you are not cleared. Now, in the meantime, while this is still going on, if she wants to travel, she can present the TRIP number at the port of entry. But if she doesn't have a visa, of course she can't come in. So she has to then wait for the trip to clear. Okay.
But will she get a visa if she
I don't know.
for an interview?
I can't predict
after
that.
the trip?
I can't predict that. But can she
because-
at least clear her record? I think so. Okay.
Okay.
And by the way, if she got an H1 or H4, nothing can stop her from coming in. This is not a ground unless she lied to the. Sir, let me finish. Sir, let me finish. Unless she lied to the consulate, the fact that she worked without authorization is not a ground for denying H1, H4, L1, L2 type visas. Okay.
Okay. And is there any possibility for any spouse visa?
H4, L2 are spouse visas.
H4 and L2.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Good luck. Okay. Next one is area code 937, Ohio. Hold on one second. Ohio, go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah, hello Rajiv. Thank you so much for hosting this conference.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question on the behalf of my friend. So she was laid off on H-1B, switched back to B2,
Okay.
and returned to H-1B status in September 2024.
Okay.
So she needs visa stamping but faces a shortage of dates in India, and also given the Trump administration from 20th Jan. So can she apply for first time H-1B stamping in third country?
Yeah, she can.
Okay. I mean, given that she doesn't have a valid visa, she had a F1 stamping, but she's no more on F1
Yeah,
right now. She's on H1B.
She can. Just make sure.
Okay.
Just make sure the consulate you select to go for visa stamping is accepting third country nationals. Sometimes the consulates get too busy; they may not take people who don't live in that country. But that only happens in Mexico. Other countries are still taking them.
So may I know like what countries are taking those so that
See, I can tell you right now, but it can change tomorrow. So, but people typically go to any of the neighboring countries: Canada, Mexico, Bahamas, Jamaica, Costa Rica. A lot of people go to Dominican Republic. So, I mean, if you look at the visa wait times online, they are quite small: 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 10 days. Okay.
And those countries allows you, like, even though you don't have valid visa, you have a US visa?
Yeah, you will need a visa to enter that country, but except Mexico. You will need a visa to enter that country. But the whole idea of getting a visa stamping is I don't have a valid visa. If I had a valid visa, why would I go for a visa stamping?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. So that's not a consideration. Don't worry about that. All right?
Okay, so we can just go book the visa date and we can travel to those countries.
Yeah, one caution though. One caution. If you go to a third country and they deny the visa, then you will not be able to enter the United States. You'll have to fly back to your home country, apply again.
Oh, wow.
That's okay. That's a risk worth taking. Because remember, if this application is pending, let's say in Dominican Republic, you can always say, look, I can't wait here for 6 weeks. Just I withdraw my application, give my passport back, I'll apply in India. And that is not a negative mark against you. That's perfectly okay.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all, Rajiv. Thank you so much.
You're
I truly
welcome.
appreciate your help. Thank
Good
you.
luck. Area code 973, New Jersey. Go ahead, please.
Hello, sir. Thank you for this opportunity.
Sure.
So I was recently robbed while coming back from bank. I was badly beaten up and the robber took my money. I filed the police complaint. I have the medical records. I came across this visa called U visa. So
Yeah,
I would like to explore
lot of
this policy.
people do that. I don't know much about U visas because we don't take them. But somebody like you would be able to get a U visa. Basically, your lawyers will contact the local police force, get a letter from them, apply for U visa, you get work authorization, ultimately you get a green card. Okay.
Okay, so currently I'm on F1 STEM OPT, sir. Right now I am in between jobs, so it might be financially challenging if I try to apply for this U visa. So I want to know what are the chances that my visa can actually get approved.
I have no idea because I don't do these visas.
Okay.
Sorry.
So the second question is, if I apply for this EU visa, will it affect my ongoing F1 STEM OPD status, or in future if I want to apply for H-1B, will it affect that?
Mere application doesn't impact anything. It's the approval that changes your status, right? So mere application, I don't see why it should impact your F1. Okay.
Okay. No, I heard that we'll get an EAD, something called as Bonafide Determined EAD.
Yeah, but
so
that takes a long time to come. And once that comes, of course, if you start using it, you would lose your F1. But what do you care? You have your U visa and you have your EAD, right?
Okay. So as long as I'm not using that Bonafide Determined EAD, I'm working through my F1 STEM OPT EAD, or if I get H-1B through H-1B, it shouldn't affect me, even though if I have both.
To the best of my knowledge, it does not, because you have not used that EAD and because your status has not yet changed. Once the status changes, then you are on U. Then you are stuck with U. And I know people who have been on U visa and they got their green cards. Takes a long time, but they were okay getting it. So still shorter time than Indians.
Okay. So what benefits if I actually apply?
I have no
for
idea
this
about U
visa,
visas. This is the end of my knowledge of U visas. No clue.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good luck. Yeah, I don't do these kind of visas. We just focus on employment and business-based immigration. Okay, area code, let's see. 2 more questions left. Area code 857 is Massachusetts. Massachusetts, go ahead, please.
Hello. Hi, Rajiv ji. So my H-1B got picked up this year and got approved and got activated in October 1st. But when it was applied, I was remote, and now I'm moving to Dallas and going hybrid. So my company filed H-1B amendment, and it's in process. And when they applied, they used my old passport, and that passport is expiring in this December. So when I applied for Tatkal service, they returned my passport because there was a black stain on it. So I'm going to apply for passport damage through that process, but it will take around 3 weeks. So I have 2 questions on that. So will it affect my H-1B amendment if the passport number changes?
I don't think it will, because remember, even when the passport changes, they still give you the old passport to carry with you.
Yeah, correct.
So I don't see any reason for
it. Okay. And second question is, meanwhile, I won't have any old passport with me, and it will expire in next 7 days, and I'll get my passport in for suppose Jan mid. So is it a problem or no?
Well, so technically, you're supposed to keep your passport active at all times. Okay. But if you have applied for an extension and you keep a copy of your old passport, I think you'll be fine, because you've acted timely. You actually tried even before that and it was returned. So I don't think it's going to become a major issue, but technically you're supposed to keep your passport active at all times. But I'm not concerned in your situation. It'll be fine. Just don't travel.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, yeah, I'm not traveling. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck. Okay, the last question is from Texas. Texas, go ahead. I can hear you. Area code 979. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Rajiv ji.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
About my H-1B. I'm on H-1B from October 2022.
Okay.
But I'm recently laid off. So I would like to go back to India and spend some time there with my family, and then come back. So would my H-1B time be frozen, or it will still continue as such?
The moment you step outside the US, that time onward to the time you actually return on H-1B can be recaptured. So anytime you are physically outside the US, that time is yours. That does not get counted towards the H-1B.
Okay. Okay. But if I am jobless and within US, that will be counted on my H-1B.
The 60 days only. After 60 days, you are either out of status or you are waiting for B1, B2.
Understood. Sir, I also have a question about my psychiatric problem. You mentioned some immigration
Yeah, so
immigration.
let me explain what that means. So there are certain cases where somebody has schizophrenia, for example. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you have a diagnosis of schizophrenia, government can say, look, we can't give you a green card because you have this problem in your background, and this problem can be a threat to the US person or property. You could hurt somebody or you could hurt somebody's property. Now, if on the other hand, there is a process, you're able to show that you are absolutely under control, your doctor says so, CDC says there's no problem, you shouldn't have any issues. It just adds another 2-3 month process, that's all.
Oh, sounds good, sir.
Yeah, it's not, we've done this before. I had a couple of cases, schizophrenia cases at various times. And it was just an additional process because these days the medical drugs are so good that most of these problems are pretty much controllable. So people are high functioning adults, there's nothing wrong. So, I'm not worried about that being a major issue.
Okay.
So minor things
And also about
like depression and all, that's never a problem.
Okay. I'm relieved now. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And also about H-1B extension. So can I get the extension done from a new company while I'm in India?
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
So let's say you used to work for Oracle, you went to India. Can IBM do your H-1B transfer? Sure.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Kentucky, I'll answer one last question for you. That's it. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. This is same person again.
I know.
H-1B directly. I wanted to try to understand your fee structure. Is there any way I can find it online?
Yeah, it's online.
Or you can help me?
It's all online. So if you just go to our website, on the very top panel, there is fees. Click on fees and you'll come to a page about our EB5 pages. This might change on January 1st, but right now those are the fees.
All right.
All our fees are published online. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck, sir. Bye-bye. All right, folks. Great to hang out with you. I'll see you again next Thursday, same time, 12:30 Eastern. And this call is recorded and it'll be placed on our forums. So you can go and listen to these answers later also if you want. Bye-bye.